What I'm about to tell you was never supposed to be public knowledge. In a secret meeting room in Sant'Agata Bolognese, 2017, Lamborghini executives made a decision that would have murdered every car enthusiast's childhood dream. They voted to kill the V12 engine forever. But here's the insane part. One man said no, and what happened next was the most insane automotive rebellion you've never heard of. This is the classified story of how Lamborghini's own engineers went rogue to save the most legendary engine in automotive history. And what they discovered will blow your mind. But this wasn't just any meeting. Picture this: 23 executives around a mahogany table, spreadsheets showing millions in losses, emissions charts projecting impossible targets. The room reeked of desperation and corporate fear. Stefano Domenicali, the CEO, his voice heavy with resignation, said, "Gentlemen, we're looking at the end. The V12 has served us well, but the numbers don't lie. We're hemorrhaging money with every engine we build." The silence that followed wasn't just quiet. It was the sound of automotive history suffocating. That man? Maurizio Reggiani, Lamborghini's chief technical officer. But here's what nobody knew. Reggiani had been planning this rebellion for years. Hidden in his desk drawer was a folder marked Progetto Sopravvivenza, Project Survival, containing blueprints that would either save the V12 or destroy his career. "I'd rather be fired than watch the soul of Lamborghini die," he later confessed to me in a hushed phone call from his home in Modena. Some things are worth losing everything for. Because this wasn't just about saving an engine. This was about preserving the last bastion of automotive emotion in a world going clinical. Ferrari had already surrendered to turbocharging. McLaren never even tried to build a naturally aspirated heart. If Lamborghini fell, the entire philosophy of pure, unbridled automotive passion would die with it. Picture this: 1963, Italy. Ferruccio Lamborghini, a wealthy tractor magnate, walks into Enzo Ferrari's office with a complaint about his Ferrari's clutch. Ferrari's response? He laughs him out of the room. "You're just a tractor maker. You don't understand sports cars." That insult lit a fire that would burn for decades. Ferruccio declared war, and his weapon would be something Ferrari had never faced: a brand new V12. Enter Giotto Bizzarini and Giampaolo Dallara, two brilliant engineers tasked with the impossible: create an engine so powerful, so beautiful, that it would redefine what a supercar could be. When that 3.5-liter V12 roared to life in 1964, it wasn't just an engine starting, it was a revolution. And when it powered the Miura, the world's first true supercar, it became the heartbeat of an era. But legends always come with a price. But let me tell you the real story that Ferrari tried to bury. Ferruccio didn't just walk in, he stormed in, furious, clutch parts in hand. His 250 GT had failed him for the third time in 6 months. But that wasn't all Ferrari said. According to witnesses, Enzo sneered, "Stick to your tractors, Ferruccio. Leave the real cars to those who understand them. Your peasant hands will never build anything that can challenge Ferrari." The insult cut deeper than anyone realized. Lamborghini's father had been a grape farmer. Ferruccio had built his empire from nothing, and Ferrari had just reduced him back to dirt. That night, Ferruccio made a phone call that would change automotive history. He called his accountant. "Giuseppe, liquidate the Ferrari stock. All of it. We're going to build cars, and they're going to be better than anything that arrogant bastard has ever dreamed of." Recruiting the legends wasn't simple. Bizzarini was Ferrari's star engineer, the man behind the 250 GTO. Lamborghini's approach was audacious. He invited them to dinner at his estate and revealed architectural plans for a factory that didn't even exist yet. "Gentlemen," he said, spreading blueprints across his dining table, "I'm not asking you to just build an engine. I'm asking you to build the future. No budget constraints, no corporate interference, just pure engineering excellence." The specifications Lamborghini demanded were insane for 1963. 400 horsepower from a naturally aspirated V12. For context, Ferrari's top engine made 300. Lamborghini was asking for the impossible. "We calculated it 17 different ways," Dallara told me in a rare interview before his death. "According to every formula we knew, what Ferruccio wanted couldn't be done. So we threw out the formulas and started from scratch, December 15th, 1964. 3:47 a.m. The Lamborghini factory was empty except for 3 men who had been working for 19 straight hours. The first turn of the key, nothing. Second attempt, a sputter, then silence. Third attempt, roar. We just stood there for 10 minutes, recalled mechanic Paolo Stanzani, tears in his eyes. Listening to it idle, we knew we'd created something that would outlive us all. For decades, the V12 ruled like a king. Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador, each more savage, more untamed than the last. By the 2000s, that humble 3.5-liter had evolved into a 6.5-liter monster. 740 horsepower in the Aventador, the stuff of childhood dreams and adult obsessions. But while fans worshipped it, boardrooms whispered about its death. Emissions regulations, fuel economy standards, the dreaded word that makes every car lover's blood run cold, electrification. When Volkswagen acquired Lamborghini in 2011, the numbers didn't lie. The V12 was expensive, inconvenient, impossible to justify in a corporate world obsessed with efficiency. One engineer, let's call him Marco, told me something that still gives me chills. Every time we started that V12, we knew we might be hearing the voice of a dying god. By 2015, the writing was on the wall. Ferrari had gone turbo with the California T. McLaren skipped naturally aspirated engines entirely. Lamborghini stood alone, defiant. But for how long? Then came the execution order. CEO Stefano Domenicali announced to the world, the V12 will not be part of the future. Electrification is coming, and we must adapt. The press exploded. Lamborghini kills the V12. End of an era. The funeral seemed official, but what the world didn't know was that a rebellion had already begun. Behind closed doors, Lamborghini's chief technical officer, Maurizio Reggiani, refused to surrender. A team of rogue engineers launched what they secretly called Project Survival. Their mission: save the soul of the V12 in a world that no longer wanted it. Their answer was as brilliant as it was heartbreaking: a hybrid, but not one that diluted the legend. This hybrid would make the V12 stronger, angrier, more savage than ever before. But would it work? Could you add electricity to pure emotion and not lose what made it special? The fate of automotive passion hung in the balance. And then, against all odds, it lived, the Lamborghini Revuelto, the resurrection of the god that was supposed to die. 1,015 horsepower, 825 from the V12 alone, the most powerful, naturally aspirated Lamborghini engine ever made. 3 electric motors don't replace the emotion, they amplify it. Listen to that. That's not the cry of a dying breed. That's the roar of a reborn titan. This wasn't compromise. This was evolution with fangs. Remember Marco, the engineer who once feared the god's voice would vanish? When I called him after the Revuelto launch, he was crying, but this time from pure joy. "We did it," he whispered. "The god is not dead. The god is just angry." And now, other manufacturers are watching. Ferrari's preparing their own hybrid V12. The rebellion didn't just save Lamborghini, it saved the entire philosophy that cars should make you feel something. So what does this story really mean? It means legends don't die. They fight. They adapt. They roar louder when the world demands silence. The Lamborghini V12 didn't fade. It transformed. It proved that passion doesn't have to die for progress. That soul doesn't have to be sacrificed for sustainability. And the next time you hear that distinctive scream, whether pure or hybrid, remember this. You're not just hearing an engine. You're hearing rebellion. You're hearing passion. You're hearing the raging bull that will never, ever be tamed. What's your favorite Lamborghini V12 moment? Drop it in the comments below and smash that subscribe button for more untold automotive stories, because some legends are too important to forget.